guys. You join me walking down Anchorbold Road on this cold wintry day. I hope you're all doing well. If you're in the UK or anywhere that's been experiencing the storms recently, and I hope you're all safe and you've managed to retrieve your trampoline from the neighbour's garden. Now today's the day. I was supposed to be doing my second MAF test. It's a month since I did the first one, and I should have been doing a 8-kilometre run today at the MAF rate just to see whether my speed has improved, but unfortunately I won't be doing that, and I won't be doing MAF running anymore. So I won't be doing the MAF training anymore, at least for now, for several reasons, but the main one is my knee. You can't do a MAF test with an injured knee. Wouldn't be able to run 8 kilometres today without risking making my knee worse. Not up for that, so I've decided to take a break from the MAF training for now, be doing more walking, and I'm going to introduce a whole new approach to my training, so I'll tell you what I'm going to be up to. So you may have seen my video where I demonstrated the pose running technique. Obviously it was tongue-in-cheek and aimed more at comedy value than anything else, but I had been taking a bit of an interest in pose running, and I've since purchased the Running Revolution, the book by Dr Romanov, where he explains his pose method and outlines all the techniques and drills and training plans needed to learn it and learn how to run in the way that he proposes is the best way to run. So obviously don't take anything as gospel, but I'd like to think that I'd be able to learn something from the book, and there's a good chance that by learning to run a different way, then it may favour my knee better, and maybe a better style for me. So I'm sure I'll learn something from it. So I do intend to be out walking on the days I used to be running, and I do want to continue my series where I'm exploring the Chesterfield round walk route and the Spire Ultra, which is more or less the same route with a few deviations. So that's going to be an ongoing series, but I will be walking the route rather than run walking it for the time being. As I get into the pose method, I'm going to be studying, learning and documenting on a separate series, so that's something to look forward to. Oh no, it looks like the storm has blown all the branches off this poor tree. Having read through the Running Revolution, I do have a fair idea of what the plan entails, what I'll be doing as I learn the pose method of running. And one of the things that Dr Romanov does advise on early on in the book is about shoe choice, and he recommends steering clear of the kind of high cushion, high drop traditional running shoes, and he discusses wearing something that's more minimal, with a flat sole, that's going to promote more of a forefoot landing, with the heel touching down shortly afterwards. So he's quite insistent on picking your shoes before you start the plan, and as anyone who's been following my channel may have noticed in previous videos, I have been gradually moving towards a more minimal style of shoe over the course of the nearly 2 years that I've been running. I've gone from a 10mm high cushion shoe to the Ultras, the Ultra Superior, the most recent purchase, which are a fairly minimal stack. And now I've bought my first pair of barefoot shoes. So I've got the Vivo Barefoot Primus Trail FG2s, to give them the full title. And yeah, I'm going to see how I get on with those. That's what I'll be wearing for my pose running practice. That's what I'm wearing today for my first proper walk out in them. I did wear them yesterday just to go and fetch the kids from school because they arrived yesterday. I was quite excited to try them out, so I took them on the school run. So I confirmed that I was able to comfortably and safely drive the car in them, no problem there. And it was just a short walk from where I parked the car to the school to fetch the kids. The ground did feel fairly hard at first, but yeah, your feet soon adapt and your walking style changes ever so slightly just to minimise the impact. And yeah, seems to be going okay today. About 1.5 kilometres in. Finally made it to the trails, and yeah, feels good. Even the stony bits, no problem at all. It is a bit sloshy today. Always a shame to get new shoes muddy on the first outing, but it does usually happen, to be fair. So the idea is that I will follow the programme outlined in the Running Revolution. I'll document the process, as I've said. It's quite a lot to learn in terms of technique. Mobility and strength work is included in there as well. So plenty of new exercises to get stuck into. And at this point my plan is to return to the MAF training once I've got through that and my knee is feeling okay. So it's quite a gentle introduction to running. When you get into the program, it's more about learning the technique, so that should give my knee sufficient rest. I think you do maybe a couple of minutes running at a time in some of the earlier stages, and I'll have to get my head around all the mobility movements and stuff before that, so my knee will be going for the odd walk in the meantime. Give it some proper rest, because I've found that running just makes it sore again. There's no getting away from that. You know, it's not bad. I don't get the harsh twinges because I've learned to kind of recognise it and walk more out on the runs. So I'm just going to give it a total rest from running for the time being, and then a very gradual introduction as I follow the instructions on the Running Revolution's pose method training plan. So looking forward to that. I've read the book, quite excited about all the stuff I get to learn in there, learning a different way of running and getting used to the barefoot shoes as well. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be one of my test runs. See how it goes, see what I can learn. That's what I enjoy, and that's what I hope to put out on the channel. So yeah, I'll be testing this pose method as described in the Running Revolution book, and also trying out the barefoot shoes. So it's a bit of a double test for me, but the shoes are all part of the same plan, so without those I wouldn't be following the instructions. So got those all ready to go, and I'll get the series started on the pose method and come back to you, show you how I get on. This being my first walk in the barefoot shoes, the Vivos, I don't want to overdo it. Don't actually know how far overdoing it is, having never walked in them before, but I'm just up to 2 kilometers now. I'm going to turn around just down here, so I'll be about 2.5k in, 2.5k back, so it'll be a 5k walk on my first trip out in them. So I'll let you know whether that was too far. Maybe you can learn from my experience, but yeah, feeling good at the moment. I'm sure any aches and pains will come afterwards, but yeah, so far so good. I'll be turning around shortly, heading back home, and I'll end this video here. Thanks for watching. Hope you'll stay tuned for my learning of the pose method, my further explorations of the Chesterfield Round Walk Inspire Ultra route, and to see how I get on with the barefoot shoes. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe. Speak soon. Bye. I defy anyone to walk 2.5 kilometers home after making a video without thinking of something else to say. So a couple of things to add before I go. On the advice of good old Phil Begnett, YouTube buddy of mine, I did get some toe socks to go with the barefoot shoes. As obviously the idea of the barefoot shoes is to allow your toes to be free and wriggle about, so even your standard running socks will be squeezing your toes somewhat and restrict that freedom. So I've got the Injinji toe socks on today. You may have noticed the green bit at the ankle on some of the shots there. So they're kind of mostly green colour with kind of orange stripes, one or two other colours on there. And a couple of my kind family members have said I look a bit like Shrek when I'm wearing them. Can't argue too much really. And the other thing is, I couldn't resist having a quick jog on the Anchorbold Road pavement there, just to see what it's actually like to run in these barefoot shoes. And thankfully I was pleasantly surprised. I was trying to be light on my feet using the tips I've read in the pose method book, and I was just pleased to know that I could run only 20 or 30 meters slowly without excruciating pain or any horrible side effects. So it's good to know that when I do start running in them, I'm not going to be starting from a place of agony. So yeah, I think that's everything I thought of to fill you in on before I go. Thanks for watching as always. Please like the video, comment down below to have a chat, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you next time. See you guys.